Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. WWE veteran made a bold claim about a recent contest involving AEW star Ricochet. The old stager didn't appear to like the contest between Highlight of the Night and Zach Gowen. On the Beach Break edition of Dynamite, the one and only faced Zach Gowen in an astonishing contest. While many believed that Ricochet would single-handedly win the match, Gowen fought back innovatively. However, in the end, the heel had the last laugh. In the aftermath, the latter continued to ambush the 42-year-old star. Fortunately, Mark Briscoe arrived at Zach's aid. While speaking on the recent edition of Jim Cornette's The Experience, the veteran said everyone involved in the match should be ashamed of themselves. He also pointed out the routine beatdown heels do after every match. The Highlight of the Night has had a thorn for the past few weeks. Mark Briscoe has been keeping an eye on the former United States champion's actions. After things escalated on the recent edition of Dynamite, the former ROH World Champion challenged the one and only. The latter accepted the offer, and the match is now official for Double or Nothing. The duo will face off in a stretcher match. It will be interesting to see which star will walk out as the winner of the match. In the latest seismic moment to shake the wrestling world, former WWE superstar Ricochet has found himself in the eye of a storm after making a surprise appearance in AEW and competing in a match that has drawn both praise and scathing criticism from across the industry. But no voice has rung louder or more fiercely than that of a WWE veteran who has gone on record to slam the performance, the booking, and even the motivations behind Ricochet's debut for WWE's biggest rival. The comments come just days after Ricochet's AEW in-ring debut against Swerve Strickland on AEW Dynamite, a match hailed by fans online as electrifying and PPV quality. Yet backstage sources and longtime WWE talent see a different picture, one marred by what they believe to be disrespect, recklessness, and short-sighted decisions. The unnamed WWE veteran, who spoke under the condition of anonymity to protect ongoing relationships in the industry, didn't mince words. Everybody involved in this ought to be ashamed of themselves. This is not how you handle someone like Ricochet. This is not how you treat a once-in-a-generation performer who gave everything to WWE, only to be used like a cheap ratings trick for AEW. That match wasn't a moment, it was a mistake. While fans were stunned to see Ricochet walk through the curtain at the UBS Arena in Long Island, New York, sources close to the situation have revealed that talks between Ricochet and AEW officials had been in motion for weeks, sparked by growing frustration with his creative direction in WWE. After nearly 6 years with the company, Ricochet reportedly felt stale and suffocated, wanting more than what WWE was willing to offer. A common sentiment among talent feeling lost in the ever-shifting creative environment of post-Vince McMahon WWE. And so, just 21 days after his contract quietly expired, Ricochet stunned the wrestling world by showing up unannounced to answer an open challenge laid out by the AEW World Champion. While Swerve Strickland had been riding a wave of momentum, few anticipated the challenge would be met by a former WWE Intercontinental and United States champion. The bell rang, and for nearly 22 minutes, Ricochet and Strickland tore the house down. Superkicks, moonsaults, innovative counters, death-defying top-rope maneuvers. The crowd was white-hot. Commentators called it a dream match come true. Social media was flooded with praise. Even AEW's Tony Khan tweeted that the match raised the bar for Dynamite. But behind the curtain, and especially in Stamford, Connecticut, the reaction was anything but celebratory. Sources within WWE say Ricochet's AEW debut blindsided many in the locker room, including some of his closest friends. One WWE producer called the match a slap in the face to everyone who fought for him to get time on Raw. Another source indicated that a few WWE officials felt betrayed after advocating for Ricochet's inclusion in a rumored Money in the Bank ladder match this summer. But perhaps the harshest criticism came from the WWE veteran who, after watching the match live, exploded in a private talent meeting earlier this week. Do you think Shawn Michaels, Triple H, or Kurt Angle would have left and thrown everything away for one pop and one match that means nothing 2 weeks later? No, because they understood the value of their legacy. Ricochet just burned his. The comments now leaked have reportedly divided the WWE locker room. Some superstars agree, calling Ricochet's AEW debut ill-advised and desperate. Others, especially younger talent in NXT, see it as a powerful message, a shot across the bow to a system that often sidelines its most innovative athletes. Ricochet was invisible on Raw for the last 6 months, one NXT talent said. He finally got to go out and remind the world who he really is. If WWE didn't know what to do with him, why blame him for leaving? That sentiment is shared by a growing number of fans who feel WWE squandered Ricochet's potential. Known as one of the most agile and explosive athletes in modern wrestling, Ricochet was once touted as the future of high-flying wrestling. Yet after a blazing run in NXT and a promising start on the main roster, he was often relegated to mid-card purgatory, forced into repetitive matches or brief, unmemorable feuds. Fans point to his limited WrestleMania appearances and stop-start pushes as evidence that WWE simply didn't see him as a priority. And perhaps most telling is that despite being healthy and under contract for WrestleMania 41, Ricochet was left completely off the 2-night spectacle in Las Vegas this past April. He saw the writing on the wall. One former WWE writer said, "Ricochet was never going to be the guy in WWE. He was always going to be the guy right behind the guy. AEW gave him a clean slate. WWE gave him a ceiling." However, the WWE veteran insists that Ricochet's performance wasn't just about jumping ship. It was about disrespecting the business. There's a way to leave. Cody did it with class. Edge did it with purpose. What Ricochet did, that was showboating. That was burning a bridge while flipping off the people who built it. He doesn't understand the consequences yet, but he will. This narrative has only added fuel to the fire. AEW fans see WWE's response as bitter and insecure, while WWE loyalists argue that Ricochet's performance, no matter how impressive, lacks the depth and meaning that true storytelling requires. AEW, for its part, has remained mostly silent. Tony Khan offered only a brief statement following Dynamite, saying, "Ricochet is one of the most gifted athletes I've ever seen. We're thrilled he's here. He's going to do incredible things in AEW." What's next for Ricochet remains to be seen. Rumors already swirl that he may headline Forbidden Door next month in a rematch against Will Ospreay, or even challenge for the AEW International Championship at All In. AEW Creative reportedly sees him as a pillar of their 2025 to 2026 talent wave, and early ticket sales for upcoming events have spiked since his debut. But inside WWE, the wound is still raw. Triple H, though not quoted directly, is said to have responded to the internal criticism by reminding staff that every talent makes their own choices, and that WWE must focus on those still in the locker room. Still, the tone within WWE seems bitter, frustrated, and, at times, personal. One source claimed that Ricochet's name has already been removed from certain video packages and internal promotional plans. Another noted that his name wasn't even mentioned in a recent production meeting, a clear sign that WWE intends to move on without looking back. Yet for all the anger, the emotion, and the outrage, one question remains: did Ricochet make the right call? For the fans who witnessed one of the best AEW Dynamite matches in recent memory, the answer is yes. For WWE executives and longtime loyalists, it's a resounding no. For Ricochet himself, he may not be saying much, but the silent smirk he gave on the entrance ramp before launching into a shooting star press seemed to say it all. This isn't the end. It's the start of something new. And in a wrestling world defined by moments, this may be the moment Ricochet finally took control of his destiny, no matter who it upset along the way. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.